Gameplay streaming videos. We are the Bradley Assassin.
Hello, welcome everybody to Real Proof Needed, the all-new podcast with myself, the Bradley Assassin. These are going to be unscripted podcasts, much like the streams I've done over the past few years, but we're going to try and condense the information and the topic within a 15 to 30 minute recording here. First off, since this is the first installment of hopefully many podcasts to come here on the Bradley Assassin YouTube channel, I thought it'd be best just to use this opportunity to introduce myself to those that have not met me before, who are not aware of what I've done in the past, and give a little bit of information so that everyone can know what to look forward to in the future here on Real Proof Needed. First of all, and this is probably the only time I'm going to do this, I'm going to give my actual name, where I'm from, what I do for a living, and basically everything wrapped into a nice little ball so that moving forward, you guys kind of have at least a sense of some things that I have a little bit of knowledge about and most things I don't. So my name is Paul Champagne. I do go by the Bradley Assassin, and I have for a couple decades online. I have been streaming and making videos and creative content here on YouTube and Twitch and other platforms for over 5 years now. I am a master baker by trade. I've been in the baking industry my entire life. I am 48 years old. I'm not young, as you can tell by the gray hair on my face, but I take that as we call it wisdom down here in the South. I'm from a little small town in South Louisiana named Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. Breaux Bridge, Louisiana is the official crawfish capital of the world. We have a really famous festival every year here that the city puts on, very well done, and we kind of take pride in that. We are Cajuns. I am a full-blown Cajun. We are French heritage, and obviously with the last name of Champagne, kind of speaks for itself. Yes, I have a very heavy accent. I do my best to mask it whenever I'm recording and streaming and whatnot online so that it's a little bit easier for everyone to understand me. I've gotten decent at it, but it still pushes through every once in a while when I get a little excited or, just kind of go off topic, so to speak. I am married, happily. I have 2 sons, 17 and 10, and they all fully support everything I do. I couldn't do it without them. As when it comes to the business, they are hands-on and are incredibly helpful. I do own, like I said, I own a bakery here in South Louisiana. It's a family-run business. I am the 4th generation to run the company, and it's been father-son every generation. Many people ask if my sons are interested in taking it over. Well, at 17 and 10, obviously, they're not very interested. It was a little bit different for me. I have some personal circumstances that were just different. I have an older handicapped brother I was somewhat responsible for and am somewhat responsible for right now. I was one of the few that were able to do most of the things that needed to be done in the bakery when I was going to college. And as my father lost help and was in a kind of dire situation, I quit college and went to work for him full time, and that was when I was 19 years old. So late 90s, mid to late 90s, this took place, and I've been working full time at the bakery ever since. I purchased the company back in 2011 from him, and I've owned it and operated it since. Unfortunately, we lost my father in 2021. But no worries, we have everything under control, and it is what it is. We are a full-scale bakery. We do commercial bread for a lot of local restaurants in the area, and we also have a full-blown retail shop where we do everything that comes along with a bakery: pies, cookies, cakes, coffee, pretty much anything and everything you can think of. So that's the professional side of me. That's what I do, like, to earn a living and pay for my kids' school and pay for a roof over our head and food and all that good stuff. I have been doing content creation for around 5 years now. I started streaming Magic the Gathering Arena online. I've been playing Magic the Gathering since 1994. It's the as far as physical games go and collectible card games go, it's the game I'm most passionate about. I think it's the best game ever invented when it comes to an actual physical game. For those that aren't familiar with Magic the Gathering, you should look into it. It's a strategic card game, and it's been around, and the cards are very valuable. Some of the older stuff is very valuable. They have a Magic the Gathering arena online where you can just pick it up and play. They have a full tutorial. Very nice game. I suggest it to anyone and everyone that is looking to expand their mind, so to speak. The game's taught me a lot of patience. I've met a lot of people in my life playing Magic the Gathering. I highly suggest it. I also am a huge EverQuest fan, online multiplayer game that came along a few years before World of Warcraft. I'm sure many people are familiar with World of Warcraft, which I also play and have played, but EverQuest to me is always my favorite, and I still go back to it every once in a while. I am incredibly busy with the company. I stay incredibly busy with content creation, so I don't get to do as much as I want. I feel like my days just run out of time every day, run out of hours every day. But I do still try and play Magic the Gathering Arena when I can. I stream it when I can. I record it when I can. I make content with it. Secondly, I haven't played EverQuest in a while. But thirdly, I also play a lot of Fortnite. A few years back when I was streaming strictly Magic the Gathering and crypto discussions, which we'll talk about in a minute, my two boys were playing Fortnite pretty heavily and kept talking me into playing. So when I didn't want to embarrass myself, so I'd practice and I'd play when I could, practice and play when I could. And I was never good, and I'm still not good. But after 4 or 5 years of playing on and off and playing a lot more recently, I found myself settling into a lot of OG Zero build, which I can kind of hold my own in, and it makes for fantastic content, especially with such a popular game worldwide. What I do is I'll play a session, and I use a program to cut clips from it, and I'll go in and I edit it and make shorts with it and whatnot. And the shorts are great because they're really popular right now due to the rise of TikTok, and then of course now with YouTube pushing them. And basically it brings people back to the channel with, you know, links to full length videos and that sort of stuff. But so that's the 3 games I try and play the most of: Fortnite, Magic the Gathering Arena, and EverQuest, but not as much lately. Also, I have made recently a series on Monster Hunter Wilds. Came out about a month ago of this year, 2025. And the game is really drawn out cinematic wise, and I am enjoying it. The videos are very long. It's like 30. I try and keep them to around 30 minutes. I have 10 videos out right now in the playlist, and I do plan on, once I get past all the tutorials and the generalization of the game and understanding the game, my goal was, once I get kind of implanted online, that I would stream it and group with people and that sort of thing. So I'm working on that. It's just like I said, I do run out of time every day because while I work nights, I didn't mention that before, but I work nights, and of course I'm back at the company throughout the day when they need me or when things go wrong. There's always a problem to fix. I'm a master baker, but owning your own small business, you're also the plumber, you're also the electrician, you're also the carpenter, you're also the heavy equipment guy. So I'm always doing something. I'm not an expert in any of those trades, but I can handle myself decently with the tools. So I feel like I have a lot to say about a lot of things. So I thought a podcast would be fantastic as far as getting people to understand and know what I do and why I have so many different topics on my Bradley Assassin YouTube channel. I've often thought about breaking the channels into gaming and then the business and then baking, but perhaps that'll come a little bit later when I have enough content to start separating it in that way. That way it's a little more easy. But the playlists make it, in my opinion, seem to work pretty well, and I would ultimately like to monetize this channel. So having all those videos on one channel, I'm thinking would probably be best when it comes to that. And if I don't, fine, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing, but you know, that's where I stand on that. I briefly mentioned crypto discussions. So I had a pretty good run of success about 4 years ago on YouTube, where for a year prior to that I was streaming on Twitch, strictly Magic the Gathering Arena. I built up a couple hundred followers, and I never got monetized. Oh, I'm sorry, I did get monetized, but I only earned like maybe $100 in the entire year of streaming on Twitch. And while that wasn't my goal, and that wasn't why I was driven to do it, because I just really enjoy Magic, I thought, you know, I had gotten to crypto back in 2017, and 4 years ago there wasn't a lot crypto discussion online, like when it comes to streaming and discussing it, or when it came to just general videos and stuff. It was there, but not in the live discussion format that I was looking to find someone to talk to about. Because here in this small town that I'm in, and there's not a ton of people involved in crypto. I have a couple friends that are, but I'm one of the few that have taken it very seriously for so many years. The Dogecoin phenomenon had taken off about 4 years ago, and when it did, I took advantage of it. And I remember telling my wife one day, I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a break from Magic for a couple of days and throw a stream on YouTube and see if I could get anyone to come talk about Dogecoin. And when I tell you, it was one of those perfect storms. It really was. I felt it in a matter of a week. I think I monetized the channel. Now, I lost monetization, which is why I said I'd like to try and get it back. But I think within a week, I qualified to monetize the channel. What happened was I launched these streams, and I would just title them Dogecoin discussion or come talk about Dogecoin. And apparently there was a lot of people looking for that. I had streams with over 4,000 live people viewing. I was hitting 50, 60,000 people views a stream, I should say. And every day I was streaming. Every day I'd come on, and I actually got a little bit of notoriety. The channel blew up to over 8,000 subscribers. What felt like in a week or two. And I streamed. I introduced Dogecoin to everyone that was watching me, who I call my community, at about 1 cent. It was around 1.2 cents or something like that. And I streamed practically every day and made videos and content as often as I could throughout that entirety of that cycle, on that, what we call the peak of that cycle, all the way to where Dogecoin hit 72 cents the night that Mr. Elon Musk appeared on Saturday Night Live. So there were actually hundreds of people that made hundreds of thousands and ultimately millions of dollars, because of, and I always said, I'm not a financial advisor. Do not invest based on what I say. It's all only for entertainment purposes only. But obviously there were some people that made a lot of money, and it introduced me to tons of people. I still converse with a lot of those people today through the channel itself, and I have a lot of contacts I made on Telegram and in social medias and whatnot. And I have expanded my portfolio, so to speak, in the crypto world, and I have tons of crypto. I'm holding a lot of projects, and I'm deeply involved in a lot of projects that are still being developed today. So in closing, I would just like to say that this channel moving forward is going to focus on Magic the Gathering Arena gameplay, Fortnite gameplay, crypto discussion, and anything and everything baking. I'm readily open to suggestions, comments, anything you guys want to throw my way. It would help tremendously. As I said, I am unscripted. I do shoot from the hip, but I would like to have topics to come in and cover and discuss. And you can also look forward to live streams that I am bringing back. I have done in the past month since I've been back. I've been back over a month now, and I've done everything I can to bring attention to the channel and let everyone know that I'm back and streaming and recording again. But look forward to live streams. Look forward to these podcasts that I'm going to attempt to make every day, every other day, as often as need be, so that we can grow this community again, so that we can touch on political topics if you want. Look, I really don't care. I'm here for you guys. I just want to get my knowledge out there and showcase what I know and what I can help with and what we can get together and make work. So that's it for now. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you guys tuning in to Real Proof Needed, the Breadly Assassin podcast, and we'll see everyone soon. Thanks, you guys.